Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and talk about a microphone here. This is the MPM-1000U. This is a very, 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 very old microphone. And there are very few reviews on this. In fact, Podcast has reviewed this about 7 years ago. Basically, I wanted to review this microphone because there was another Discord. This is actually a true story. There was another Discord talking about this microphone, right? So anyway, that being said, now what I'm going to do is we'll just jump right into a shootout of different microphones. All right, so this is the Fifine AM8. This is actually the microphone we recommend to many, many new podcasters. You know, sometimes we come across these new podcasters and they're like, I want to get the SM7B, and we're just like, no, save your money, just go for the AM8, and it's for good reason. This is, in my opinion, really good audio. If you look around, there's like 20% deals on this. But rather than, kind of me going back and forth, what I'll do is just read a bunch of dad jokes every time it goes back to the MPM-1000U. Okay? So, here's the first dad joke. Anytime we're driving and I see a bunch of cows, I always say, look, a flock of cows. One of the kids, herd of cows, Dad. Me, of course I heard of them. There's a flock of them right over there. All right, so this is audio from the Blue Yeti, and this is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. Obviously, you would use a stand or something like that, but I'm just holding it right now. But this is how it sounds. Typically, this goes for about $130, but sometimes you can find that on a promotion, or you can find refurbished units for about $66. All right, back to dad joke number 2. How do you know when your clock is still hungry? It goes back for seconds. Ba-da-dink. Okay. All right, so here's audio from the Fifine K688, and this is how the audio sounds. Pardon me, I'm not having this on a stand or anything like that. It's just faster for me to do it this way. But yeah, you can find this for about $70 or so. All right, back to dad joke. We're back on the MPM-1000U. My favorite is, you guys want to hear a joke about pizza? Never mind, it's too cheesy. Okay. All right, so this is the Razer Siren Mini. This is around, so there's a version 1 and a version 2. I actually don't know what the differences are, but I just tell people just to get the cheaper one, the version 1. But anyway, I believe the version 2 has the option where you can mute the button. I think that's probably valuable. But I think sonically, I don't know what the differences are really between the two. Anyway, this is how it sounds. I have no idea how this sounds like because there's no headphone jack, and the version 2 doesn't have a headphone jack either. But this is how. And we're back on the MPM-1000U, and our next dad joke. What do you call Batman when he skips church? Christian Bale. That's actually pretty good. Anyway, all right. So this is the Elgato Wave 3, and this is how the audio sounds. I do want to say 2 things here which are important. Number 1, obviously, don't hold it with your hand like this. I'm just doing this because you have no idea how many times I have to redo this video, and so it's just easier if I just hold it and talk into it. So, all right, back on the MPM-1000U, and the next dad joke of the day. What does Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? They both have the same middle name. There you go. All right, so this is the Samson Go mic. What I'm going to do is just put a windscreen on top, and there's a pop filter in front because this is very prone to plosives. But this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. This has a headphone jack. This is $29, and I actually think this is actually a really awesome travel mic. It's one of those things where I think it sounds pretty good for $29, and it's foldable like origami, and I'll demonstrate that in a few seconds. But this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing 1, 2, 3. Now what I'll just do is just go ahead and fold it up just to show you that it's very, very portable. This is how it sounds. We're back on the MPM-1000U, and the next dad joke. Dad at breakfast. I'll have bacon and eggs, please. The waiter. How do you like your eggs? The dad. I don't know. I haven't gotten them yet. So stupid. Okay, there's that. Okay. All right, so this is the RODE Videomic Go 2, and this is how the audio sounds. I often recommend this microphone often in terms of USB microphones. The only flaw with this microphone is it has a SPL issue, and it's not really it's just because when they made this microphone, they weren't really thinking of someone bringing it up. They were thinking about having it attached to a camera far away, and it just sounds worse this way. It just sounds better up close, and when they were factoring the SPL, they weren't really thinking someone would bring it up this close. But I think it actually sounds best up close. I think it sounds really great up here. And we're back on the MPM-1000U, and the next dad joke of the day. What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One's really heavy, and the other is a little lighter. There you go. All right, so that concludes that. And hopefully that gives you some context on how the MPM-1000U sounds. Overall, I usually don't make conclusions, but I actually do think it was... I have to say a few things about it. Honestly, it surprised me. I actually was thinking it was going to sound a lot worse. I was thinking it was going to sound really tinny, because a lot of these microphones tend to sound really tinny. But it actually has a little bit of low end in it, which is a little bit surprising. But again, my overall conclusion is that I honestly underestimated this microphone.